2x4 pressure treated posts. And we want the back of the box to be higher than the front of the box, so that when we put a roof on, we'll put shingles on it and rain and snow will run off. Okay, so now we've made the back cut and the front cut, and what this will do is sit on here. The roof will sit on here, straight at this angle. With roofing the projects, it's easy to get confused. You got all sorts of stuff, so you label it in pencil so that you know what you're doing. So this is FRR. This is a front right. So it's going to be a front right when you're looking at it, and this is FRL because this is going to be the front left when you're looking at the box.
We need to cut this one to be the right size.
And what we're going to do is we're going to keep that angle, right, because it matches this angle. We're going to cut it square at the bottom.
It's easier to cut. Smart, he's smart.
We're figuring out now, okay, we've got the 4-post cut. Now we're going to cut the side. And what we're figuring out is either the side has to overhang the post by an inch or so to accept the one that's coming into it, or the front has to overlap it, so that they can't both overlap it. One has to come into the other.
If
so
you were
they
to
meet as a nice
make them meet
piece.
like that, you would have to miter cut, which is like a 45-degree angle, so they would meet perfectly. But you don't want to have to do that.
So if you look on here, was to use this as the back, and we were going, but the problem is the back is 60 inches high and this is only 48 inches, so if we lay it across the back we'll have a 12-inch gap at the top. So now instead of doing it across, we have to cut it. We have to do what's called a cross cut, which goes across it at 60 inches, and then a rip cut, which goes with the grain at 33 inches, and then we'll stand it up and that'll be half of the back. And we'll do the same thing on another sheet, and we'll do the other half of the back. Ready.
Good.
So if you're going to take this is a chalk line. There's red chalk inside. If you're going to take that, wrap it around your finger once, so you'll get a good grip on it. There you go. Hold it down there like that, right there, real tight. Now I'm going to pull it, and you're going to hold it tight.
Yep.
Okay? You need one free hand though, because now you're going to pick this up and let it go.
Snap it.
Pick this up and let it go. There you go. Now you just snap the line, and you have a line to cut on.
Nice.
Okay?
So when I was going to draw with pencil, I was like, no. I got two of them.
Walk along the side.
Sophia is getting ready to make the cross cut, the rip cut piece.
Okay? So remember, don't start the
With
blade
circular
there,
saw.
because it'll hit. You start it to the back. Right? Left hand there. No, we don't need to do that. I'm not cutting that. Okay? Left beam, the right, and the center. And now we're going to tack back onto here and onto here. So you got to do what Darren, you were saying, Darren?
That you're going to use the factory edge in the middle so you have a seam that fits nice and tight. On the corners on either side, it doesn't matter. You have to leave it overhang for the other piece of plywood, so it doesn't matter. You might have to adjust that and they're going to be covered anyway.
So the factory's cuts are perfect and ours aren't.
I was just going to say, human error.
Okay, they're special to be used outdoors. You wouldn't want to use just any old screw because they rust. And once they rust, then they break.
What spacing are you using?
Okay? You're going to push it so that it's at least flush, if not a little bit countersunk below.
How many screws are you putting?
So this is what we were saying before about how we went back to overlap the pieces a little bit so the side dovetails nicely into it. So this is the back, this is the left side of it. So we want this piece, slide in there. See, so it comes up like that. That's why this piece has to overhang a little bit to accept that piece, so you get a nice flush edge. You put it like that, and you put them both like that, then you've got this exposed, and this is where weather will get in, etc. So you want to minimize that. So that's why this one's hanging over, so it can go in there and have a nice finished look. Okay? It's got to be 54 inches because the back is, the post in the back is 60 inches, but we're leaving 6 inches of space at the bottom to make sure that it stays up off the water when it floats. What we're doing now, we cut it to the height in the back. So now come over here. We want to adjust it, so we want to see how we have to cut this angle and make sure we get it right. So we'll put the level on top of it to make sure we got the level right. Right, and the bubble goes in the middle. I adjust this a little bit, one way, right? So that's level right there. Right? We're going to put a 48-inch sheet across it as a roof. So we want to be 2 inches over in the back for weather. We want to be 2 inches over in the front. So this 48-inch sheet will come, it'll end here, hang over by 2 inches from the front. And now we have this in place, just tack up in place so we can draw this angle and draw a line from there to there and then cut that and it'll be our piece.
2-inch space here. We need to measure the same 2-inch space down here so that this is level. Here. This room.
You have 2 inches?
That's 2 inches, yeah. We're building the floor and we're using the clamps because it's safer so you don't have to use your thumb and get screwed from the other side.
Back and the two sides, we reinforce the back with a centerpiece. We have runners on the floor onto which we will drop our floor. So we have runners that will support the floor. We'll put a post in the middle, 2 doors will open in the front. We'll have some sort of locking mechanism for those. Hopefully something to hold them open so when you're working they're not banging into you. Put a roof on it, some sort of roofing shingle or waterproof roof, and then a handle here and some sort of door on the top that will hinge into which people can put stuff in.
Yeah.
Now we're adding a center post to give it more stability and so the doors will close onto the centerpiece. Okay, we're measuring a bottom piece and a top piece and we'll measure from the back the width of this so that it's square all the way around. Making sure the center beam is level before we install the cross beam, and is in the center. It looks pretty level. Rather than use the cut edge, we're going to use the factory edge so we can measure from there and it'll be accurate. This is very hard wood, so we have to push down and pull up so the shavings come out and it doesn't get stuck. We're going to level our cross beam, so we look at the center bubble and it's in the middle, so it's level. We're building the frame for the floor now, and we put these pieces this way so that it's stronger and the floor can stay on there and it won't bow. Alright, we cut notches into the floorboard so we can drop it in and it'll fit into the posts.
Okay.
We put these in to give it more strength, but now we can't drop the floor in, so we have to take them out so it'll be easier to put in. We're gonna drop the floor in now and match up.
Hold on. All right.
pieces here so that we can put the hinge on and the door will sit flush with the rest of the box. We're going to screw in a piece here so that when we get the bolt, it'll stay steady and won't bang.
Right? It's going to go like this. So you only want the eyes to go right there.
Given the harsh weather here, instead of just painting it, we're going to apply siding to it.
Karen, roofing nails?
This is the outside corner of the siding, and then we're going to put more pieces to tack into it to cover the whole side.
I was asking if you had any.
Mounting barrel bolts so that the door doesn't go like this and it can be held in place tightly. Putting roof support on now, so we're towing the screw in, and it'll also support the door so when the door comes down on it. Build our frame for the door, so now we have to put this on top and measure where the door gets cut out.
You can do it, Girl Scout troop.
There you go.
Hit it.
That's it. Beat that. There you go. Oh, nice.
Right.
Now pull that front piece of plywood on. There you go. You did that.
Grab it.
Now be careful. How many throw? Then you can grab a hammer.
The strokes are on the phone.
There you go.
Nice.
Pull that front piece off.
Can you get in there? There you go.